Yeah, welcome to the secret glade at Low River Canyon. It's just this kind of big sandstone outcrop. You can tell it's sandstone because of the way it is. Now, another way you can tell is that it's got these big packages of lichen and moss. And right here we've got a little seep going across, which has got some really neat plants that you do not see. So here's, this one's a weed, but, well, it's native. Eupatorium, I think, compositiform, and then we start getting into some of the weirdo. There's Rhynchospora. This is definitely globularis, so you can see that there. I do the little, so you can see some of the seed heads, and then I'll just let them disperse. There you go, reseeding. I'm not a monster. Yeah, if you see this old seed head here, this is Bigeloia natalii. It's a really cool Snuddles rayless goldenrod. It grows along the sandstone outcrops here. It's gonna have bright yellow flowers. That's what this used to be in the fall. And then there's a lot of cladonia lichens. Yeah, you can see all the natalii here. There's some cool little mosses, and there's croton, wolvenowii. There's different grasses and stuff. But one of the neater ones here that I've seen so far in this glade is that this has a lot of this beautiful little I think it's Lindernia monticola. This is I think granite false pimpernel, or anyway, it grows only on sandstone outcrops right where the soil is real thin, so you can see kind of little tussock there. These beautiful little flowers. So yeah, there's a bunch growing in there. Yeah. So this habitat's really weird. There's all sorts of different stuff. They're still finding new species. Heck, I saw a couple. There's a seepage right here that we'll see if I should cut this, because I'm not sure if I might find something incredibly rare in it. But okay, so see, well, I won't cut anything till I have to. That is one of the xyruses. I am really bad with them, and that's not in flower, so I forgive myself for that one. Let's see. Here's yeah, here we're getting into a lot of this Lindernia, and then the really cool one. Oh boy, that is so wet. Okay, I was going to take that allium there is Little River Canyon onion. Okay, this is so wet. I can't stand there. Oh, I see why that's a seepage. I'll find you another Little River Canyon onion. But yeah, these grassy tops. This is Xanthonia sericea here. So a different silky oat grass. Sometimes up in the seepage ways up that way, there'll be Xanthonia epilis and a bunch of other random bog quote-unquote species. Yeah, here you can see kind of, there's some other stuff coming in here. I think that's Viola primulafolia in there. Yeah, let's see, what else is there? Water strider running around in there. This is Juncus, probably canadensis. The real spready stuff, the stuff that's spreading, diverging wildly, I guess, I don't know. And with the Lindernia. So this is kind of cool. And I see something that, yeah, that makes me definitely not want to reveal this location. But we'll see if I'm right. No, I'm not right. So, in some of these, not the one we're at right now, there's small sundews, and I don't really want to show that off, but there are. So here we have, these are the old remains of L4 pine, Dimorpha smallii, which will bloom in these little puddles and they go away. This is Mononeria, Appalachian sandwort, Carolina, I think. Could be Appalachiensis. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. Or I'll look it up later. This is just kind of spur of the moment because I was like, oh, this looks cool, and I want to video this. Yeah. So as you can see, this is kind of just this would have been originally shortleaf pine, post oak savanna. Now it's just kind of this mixed deciduous oak forest that has these different seepages and patches in it. This one's pretty nice, yeah. I'm out here looking for Fimbristalis brevivaginata. I'm not finding it. That's the short-sheathed or granite fimbri. It's found at 3 sites. Formerly, this site is upriver from one of them, so it's like, maybe, but no. Here's Little River Canyon, Elyma speculae. This is real rare. There's that misty stuff right there. In the back behind the Xanthonia is Clematis pulchra. Here, I'll point out with a stick. That stuff. That is local endemic. It'll be blooming in about a month. I think this is Liatris. I'm not sure which one. Not as cool as the last one that I saw in the video. If you remember that. If anyone watches these. Yeah, down there you can kind of hear a little bit of the rushing waters of the canyon. And then you can see this kind of open outcrop here. And there goes, and there went an admirable grasshopper. That's the common name, I guess, for people who give grasshoppers common names. It's a very small list. Yeah, you can see these seepages go down, and they'll wash down into the Little River itself. I might head down there at some point and check out what's down there, but I'll check some of the drier stuff real quick. I'm gonna keep this video around 10 minutes, I think, because I don't know how much space I'll have otherwise. Okay, yeah, here's something cool. This is the seed pods, these little black seeds of Schindlerion croceum. That is a yellow, like kind of glade dwelling member of Narthenaceae, which is like this weird monocot family. Pretty much all of them are rare. Most of them grow in like bogs and stuff. This one's a little different, that'll grow in drier habitats. Yeah, here's the more typical. You got the Xanthonia, you got some pines coming in. The sweet gum is a real weed around here. It's native, but it's a pest. Sure, basically. Yeah, you really shouldn't have it in the abundance you do. Okay, I'm trying not to step on the cladonia because this is not a very often visited spot, so the lichen growth here is amazing. I mean, we'll come up to see this. So that's cladonia mixed with, I think, polytrichum mosses. It's non-vascular. That's where my knowledge ends. So, you know. There's a couple different species because there's the big one that forms tussocks, and there's this little one that kind of forms just like these running clumps. And you can see how the sandstone just kind of, if this is limestone, it would have eroded away already. Sandstone holds itself better, so you have these little outcroppings here that hold water, and then that holds a lot of the species here. They're adapted to use this. Here we got some cactus, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure which one. Is it Mephusa or whatever? But you can see just flowered there. It's prickly pear cactus. And then, yeah, as we get over into here, you get a bit more, it gets drier, you get less diversity, and you're back at Clematis pulchra again. And that's pretty dominant in these more open sections. These are real shallow here, the soil's probably like an inch or two deep, but it's enough to keep the trees off. Those are Virginia pines, and for the most part, there's some encroaching, but they burn this every so often to keep this open, keep these species here. Originally, there's much more often, fire cycle happened much more often. You probably wouldn't have this abrupt edge quite so much. This probably have been a lot bigger, maybe with like more of a grassland edge, but we've lost that because people don't like to set things on fire too close to their house, and just in general, it costs money to set things on fire, and you have to get permits, and we're on federal property, so that's really hard to do. Yeah. I look forward to seeing more of this area. I've been doing some plant surveys down here for stuff I legitimately cannot show off on camera. If you're familiar with Little River Canyon, or look it up, you'll probably figure out exactly what plant I'm surveying for, but I'm just going to leave that alone, and you can't ask me where it is because I can't tell you without getting fired, which I refuse to do. So, yeah. If you want to visit one of these, this one's not hard to get to. I recommend the easier one to get to, and probably the more diverse one, because it has a bunch of random Rhynchospora, yeah, I recommend Lynn River Overlook, or Lynn Overlook rather, Lower River Canyon. And that has, well, fortunately somebody decided it was a great idea to build a road through that. So you get to drive through this really pothole-packed parking lot, and there's, stuff like this growing here, although I didn't see Lindernia there. There's a lot more Rincospras, and there's some other really good stuff in there. Just go wander around in there. Go get Xyrus torta and Xyrus deformis and just all sorts of stuff. Or if you want to visit this one, it's just kind of north of the visitor center. It's on Google Maps. So if you're that interested, seek it out. If not, hey, look, video. So yeah, these are real pretty. All this stuff is basically found in like a handful of counties in here. We're up on top of the Lookout Mountain Plateau, and basically everything here is just only found on this sandstone habitat and maybe sometimes in granite. And they really like it hot. A lot of times this stuff blooms early. We're missing a couple of things because of bloom I missed a week ago. Diamorpha would have been really pretty in April, for instance, but yeah, we're still getting some good stuff. So, well, that's about all for now. I'm gonna go off and check out the river, possibly face first because it's a little warm out here. Yeah. Till next time, whenever that is. Happy botanizing.